we needed a name for this rock band, and we wanted something really hard-hitting, something that people wouldn't forget, something powerful. So James suggested, why don't we call it Shit? People are not going to forget that. But there are some problems with this, because we're going to go on stage, and the MC is going to say, and the next band is Shit! People are going to think the music is shit, which it is, but we don't want them thinking that. So we had to think, and James's second suggestion was that we should call it The Shit. But I think this is quite confusing, because you'll be looking at your friend's music collection, and you'll say, like, hey, have you got the shits? And you'll be like, well, I had a kebab a couple of weeks ago and I had the shits for a few days. I'm all right now. Or he'll be like, do you like the shits? The shits are great. Well, I had the shits for 2 weeks once and it was terrible. So we had to think, and we decided to call it Shitstorm. But there's already a band in San Francisco called Shitstorm, so we're going to call it Unbelievable Shitstorm. And what exactly is a shitstorm anyway? Like, I was at work once and my boss said, if we don't get these reports finished by Friday, there's going to be a total shitstorm. And on Friday, he was like, why are you wearing diving gear? I thought there was going to be a shitstorm. Yeah, so it's amazing the things that we do to try to entertain ourselves, because life is fundamentally very boring. I would rather climb up Mount Everest with no oxygen, no climbing equipment and no trousers than have to go into a supermarket, because they drive me crazy. And every time I go in there, I go to the checkout and there's one item in a basket that doesn't have a price, but it was on the shelves. So I thought it was for sale, and it's always something really embarrassing, and the girl on the checkout has to shout to the other end of the supermarket, some guy down there, to find out what the price is. How much is a 24-pack of strawberry flavour ribbed condoms? And this guy has to contact someone who lives in another galaxy to judge by the amount of time it takes to figure out the price. And I'm standing there, and the people behind me in the queue are getting angry. They want to beat me up. I just want to leave. I'm not allowed to leave. It's like being in prison. It's terrible. And then when you go home, you have to cook the stuff that you bought, which is even worse than being in the supermarket. And you watch a chef on TV cooking, and it's really exciting. Like, he's cooking things that you've never heard of, and he's using words you've never heard before. Like, I'm just going to skiffle the scuffles and a couple of teaspoons of scupple, and I'll just have a glass of wine while they're skimpling in their own friffle. But you cook at home and it's nothing like that. Like, you buy some mushrooms or something, and it's really boring, and you're staring at them for what seems like hours. And you have a glass of wine to pass the time, and then another glass and another glass, and half an hour later, you're bored and drunk, and you don't even care about the mushrooms anymore. I think I'll go out for a kebab. Everything's very simple when you're drunk somehow. But the fact that cooking is boring is the reason why we tolerate microwave ovens. Is it just me? Or are you slightly scared of microwaves? Like, you put your food in there, and 10 minutes later, nothing's hot apart from the plate, and sometimes the food. And they make this really frightening noise, like... Somehow they frighten me. It's like, what just happened in there? It's like a horror film. No one knows how they actually work. And you're supposed to just open the door, and they're supposed to stop automatically, but I'm afraid to do that, so I push the off switch first, because I think one day I'm going to open the door and it's going to burn my face off. I think a lot of things that are supposed to be exciting in life are actually really boring, like art galleries. Like, you go around an art gallery, and I always think, well, if I was more educated, if I understood art, then I'd enjoy this art. But I realised the other week that I just hate this art. Like, it's some fat, naked woman with a bowl of fruit and some guy being crucified in the background. I just don't like it. And it's the same with Shakespeare. I'd like to like Shakespeare. It was really good 400 years ago, and now it's weird and shit, and we should just accept it and move on. I'm looking forward to being really old, because then I won't have to do anything at all. I can just sit in a chair, muttering, and the wife, divorce. Nurse, I pissed myself! It's going to be fantastic. The other week, I sent my brother a birthday card. There's 5 minutes of my life gone that I can never get back. And the only reason I sent him a card was because his wife makes him send me a card, so I have to send him one back. I should just write him a note that says, "You are great and I am shit," because that's what he used to make me say, twisting my arm behind my back when I was 5. So he'd probably enjoy that as a birthday present. The worst birthday present that you can actually get for anyone is an animal. Like, oh great, an animal which I'll have to take care of every day until either it or me dies. I really enjoy picking up shit, cleaning fur off my forehead while listening to animal noises. I think we should be allowed to give people away as birthday presents. Happy birthday! Here's a present for you. It's my brother. I know you always wanted a pet. Enjoy him. I'll be asking about him. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This guy's funny.